Hi everyone, I'm author Sandra Wilson here in the Kindness Kangaroo Library for another Kangaroo tale. Kindness Kangaroo, what story are we sharing today? Today's story is called Kenny Gets Her Crown, and it was written by Alyssa Humphrey. And as always, in the description below, there'll be a link so you can get a copy of the book yourself. At the end of the story, we're going to talk about the importance of stories like this one, so make sure you stay tuned for that. All right, everyone, Kenny Gets Her Crown. When Kennedy was a baby, small and round and snug, she spent many days lying on her back, snuggled as a bug. The world was bright and shiny, and there was much to see. But though Kennedy was curious, only the right side seemed free. Kenny spent many days looking to the right, and when the time came to look left, her little muscles were too tight. Mummy and Daddy did their best to help expand Kenny's world, and finally her neck was free and a new vision started to unfurl. Though Kenny could now look left, she felt a bit uncomfy. Too much time laying on one side made her soft head a little lumpy. Kenny's mummy heard of a magical place with inventors kind and wise that made crowns for babies big and brave to help their heads align. Kenny waited patiently for her crown to arrive. When it did, she squealed and shrieked, her head perfectly fit inside. Kenny wore her crown, though at first it was an adjustment. Little kids and mums and dads didn't seem to understand it. Weeks and weeks went by, with Kenny feeling all alone, until one day Mummy took her to play, and many other crowns shone. Kieran's had dinosaurs, Holland's prancing pretty ponies, Bella's was yellow, and George's had dancing raviolis. As time went by, her friends' crowns slowly went away, until finally it was Kennedy's turn to have her special day. The very nice inventors patted her on the back and told her she did such a great job she wouldn't need to come back. When Kennedy got home that night and held her stuffy close, she noticed his head was lumpy too, a little more than most. She placed her bright pink crown right atop his head and told him all would be okay before tucking him into bed. Thanks to Kenny's crown, she can bike and run and play, wear bicycle helmets and glasses and hats on sunny days. So if you see a friend wearing a new crown, tell them they are big and brave and there's no need to wear a frown. So that story, Kenny Gets Her Crown, is based on a real life story of a little girl who had this experience. And it gives us an example of a story that's important to help us connect to something that is not as familiar to us. Maybe we don't know anybody who's worn a crown like this, or we ourselves haven't worn a crown like this. And so it's a lot harder to understand when we come across that situation. When we see someone that has a crown, we don't understand what it's for, what it's about. And this kind of book can help us do that. It helps us open the world to things that we aren't familiar with, so we get used to understanding it. We understand the feelings behind it. We understand why it's happening, so that we can then understand people and make this world a kinder place. So books like this are so important to help open the world and show us how we can show kindness to people in situations that we don't understand because we haven't experienced them before. Now, to help share this kind of book and the importance of these stories, we're creating book reviews and we're collecting them from you kids. All you need to do is draw a picture of your favorite book. Maybe it's a book that you heard here in the Kindness Kangaroo Library. Maybe it's the book Kenny Gets Her Crown. Maybe it's a book you have at home and have read over and over and over. Or maybe it's a book that you've borrowed from the library. Whatever your favorite book is, draw a picture of your favorite part of that book, of the cover of the book, something that reminds you of the book. And then you can have the author and title written by an adult. And even if you want to add a sentence as to why that book is your favorite or what part of the book you like the best. And then we're going to collect these book reviews and we're going to show them here, the Kindness Kangaroo Library, as well as on our social media channels, and say, hey, here's a great book. We'd like to share it with you. When we do this, we share the love of reading with other people who are maybe discovering a new book and would like to read it. Also, we're collecting these reviews because at the end of the year, we're going to create a calendar using these reviews. And when we sell that calendar, the money is going to help the Children's Reading Room. And this is an organization that gives books out for free to kids. So not only are we sharing the love of reading and telling people about books, giving them book recommendations so that they find something fun to read as well, but we're also supporting an organization that gives books to kids and sharing the love of reading that way too. So we hope that you want to be part of what we're doing because it's a wonderful literacy project to help share the love of reading. In the description below, you'll see a link so that you can get more information and find out where to send your drawing in. All right, everybody, thank you for joining us here for another Kangaroo Tale, and we'll see you again next time in the Kindness Kangaroo Library.